Oil industry magnates have already begun raising massive sums of cash for Donald Trump after the former president, of course, promised to reverse environmental protections and regulations in return for $1 billion in cold, hard campaign cash. Now, this happened during a Mar-a-Lago fundraiser a few weeks ago. And here's how this obvious quid pro quo is playing out. It looks like, these fossil fuel companies, the executives that run these companies have taken the message to heart, and they're raising a lot of money for Trump. So 2 weeks after Trump pressed the executives for donations, on April 29th, oil company Continental Resources donated $1 million to the pro-Trump super PAC Make America Great Again Inc., or MAGA Inc. The company's executive chairman, Harold Hamm, organized the April meeting where Trump asked for $1 billion, according to the Washington Post. Other executives at that April fundraiser for Trump included ExxonMobil, Chevron, Chesapeake Energy, Occidental Petroleum, Venture Global LNG, and EQT Corporation. Hamm is already, by the way, helping to raise more money for Trump's reelection. He'll be hosting a fundraiser luncheon in Houston for MAGA Inc., along with Energy Transfer Executive Chairman Kelsey Warren and Occidental Petroleum President and CEO Vicki Hollub. So as you can see, guys, a lot of swamp draining taking place here. Trump's really looking out for the little guy by promising to reverse environmental protections, to keep the air we breathe, the water we drink clean, safe, all for the profit motives that these fossil fuel executives have. I want to give you one other example. So let's put this up. This is the invitation to yet another Trump fundraiser set to take place today, May 22nd. So this invitation was posted online, and it says that there will be a Houston luncheon today for Trump 47 Joint Fundraising Committee. It's being hosted by Jeff Hildebrand, who is the CEO of oil and gas exploration and production company Hillcorp Energy, and George Bishop, the CEO of oil and gas company GeoSouthern Energy. And it's kind of hard to see the donation amounts in that invite, so I'll go ahead and read it to you. The invite says a photo opportunity with Trump will cost couples $50,000, while chairs are asked to donate. That is insane, $844,600 per couple, or raise more than $1.6 million per couple. So John, there's other examples, but they took that message from Trump to heart. They really want those deregulations badly.
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth, as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you.
If you can give $850,000 to a billionaire who could fund his campaign entirely himself if he really wanted to, and you can do that and it doesn't matter to your finances, you do not need more money. And also tax the rich. I mean, that's like the simplest part of this. These people have a mental illness that unfortunately is inflicted on all of us. Their like cosmic level greed becomes a societal level problem. A problem that risks the future of our society, thanks to the fact that they're in control of energy production. Yeah, this is insane. This should be in ads everywhere. I think this is honestly one of the most obvious transparent quid pro quos in modern American history, and on a level beyond what we're even used to with politics. And I've seen the polling. People hate this. The vast majority of people, when you tell them about this, it's effective because people don't want corruption. Even Republicans on some level don't. They asked people, they said what happened. They didn't mention Trump, but they said what happened, and they said, would this make you question supporting a candidate? And 42% of Republicans said yes. Unfortunately, once they told them that it was Trump, it dropped down to a tiny fraction of that. But even Republicans, even MAGA people don't like this. And so there's a lot of good stuff that I think the Biden should campaign on, but I think making clear how obvious these quid pro quos on the corruption that Trump is guaranteeing will be present in a second term, I think should be a big part of it.
But look, I gotta be honest. I mean, I think Biden has a vulnerability with that tactic, which is he also takes money from super PACs and it's very easy for Trump to also attack Biden. And unfortunately, Trump's attacks against Biden tend to stick better than the Biden attacks against Trump. And so
I think in general, I don't think they're going to have a quote like this. Like, give me $1 billion and I'll give you more back. That's more direct than any. Yeah, Biden does this too, but also everybody knows that Biden is this. People think that Trump is independent when it comes to financing, and he's not. I would say he has a bigger liability because people don't know it. Everybody knows that Biden takes tons of money and he's utterly corrupt in that way.
Maybe. I mean, it's a little old now, a little stale, but nothing will fundamentally change, which is what Biden told his wealthy donors during the last election cycle. I don't know if Trump would use that against him, but it's the only point I'm trying to make is it's a lot harder to attack your political opponent on corruption when you yourself are corrupt, which is why oftentimes you don't see Democrats attacking Republicans for corruption unless we're talking about, some of the progressive members of Congress who have sworn off super PACs and don't take large contributions from, corporate executives. And so it is what it is, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think this is a much bigger story than it's getting attention for. And that's the most depressing part about all of this, because one thing that does kind of unite the left and the right, and I'm talking about voters, is the absolute disdain that we have for the corruption in our political system. And here you have it, very clearly impacting Trump and the decisions that he's gonna make should he get reelected in the general.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.